Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. Not a Dawn Busters. Sunday is not looking too good for one. So when I run up against those kind of things, instead of just rushing through it and say I did it, I want to put it on an afternoon, double up. I'll just double up and not taste any whiskey on Sunday. Be perfectly fine. All right. So today. Now, this morning I did one that didn't work out too well. I did the T.W. Samuels against Ancient Age Preferred, and I thought I had it right. I'm going on and on about all characteristics of Sazerac and versus Heaven Hill. Nope. Had them mixed up. Didn't know what to do, so you just keep going through it. This is T.W. Samuels, one of the really old blended whiskeys since 1844. It's probably the oldest brand of blended whiskey because the trademark was acquired in 1844. And I saw it this morning at Winn-Dixie's. Still the same price from 3 years ago, $8.99. Yes, you can get it cheaper at other places. I was saying this morning that you cannot get it in this parish, but I was wrong. It's still here. I think for a while it was not sold at Winn-Dixie, and then it came back. People might have been asking for it, but I was under the impression that for about 2 years for the last 2 years, you could not get it in this parish. But there it was on the shelf today, multiple bottles for Jesus Lovestead says salutations, same back to you. So you can get it. Okay, so I was wrong. Well, hey, that happens. So I'm not complaining that we have more variety than I thought. Okay. So, all right, I think this challenge, I'll get it correct because I'm going up against Seagram's 7 Crown. You say, oh, that's just a blended whiskey like the T.W. Samuels. You're right, but to me, it's a differentiated product. It's a higher quality product. It has more woodiness. It has a richer flavor. It comes in a brown bottle, which I think helps protect it, honestly. It's about $13 a bottle. I saw it today at Winn-Dixie. They had them for $12.99. They had the VO for $15.99. On sale. It's like perpetually on sale. You know, one of those products that Diageo never has it not on sale. This was introduced in 1934, and it is the most popular American blended whiskey. You're going to see Seagram 7 Crown in every bar in America, and it's going to be at every liquor store, okay? Any liquor outlet's going to have it, okay? It's like beer, you know, they're all going to have Bud Light. It's not. Now, you might say, well, I went to a craft bar, and they didn't have Bud Light. I know, but I'm talking about like almost every regular bar is going to have it. And I'm not touting Bud Light. Just saying that's an example. You know, they're going to all have Captain Morgan rum. They're all going to all have Bud Light. They're going to all have Seagram's 7 Crown, Smirnoff vodka, and so on. Okay. I guess that's it. You may get T.W. Samuels, a Heaven Hill brand in your town, and I'm almost certain you get the Heaven Hill, the Seagram 7 Crown from Diageo. No longer Seagram. Seagram's went and imploded in 2000 under a terrible debt burden. They crashed, and their brands got sold off. Oh well, that's their problem. It's not my problem. All right. And it's not your problem. Okay. That's what happens in business sometimes. It's happening now with Sears and Kmart, right? Okay. The color is not really different. Maybe the Seagram's is the slightest bit more darker than the T.W. Samuels, but they're both chestnut color. So on appearance, you wouldn't really be able to see much difference. On aroma and taste, I think you will, or I will, and you could too if you did a taste challenge. And I was fussing or complaining. I wasn't really complaining. I was just commenting, really, because people could do whatever they want. I was talking about people saying, "No, you're wrong in the taste challenge. You're wrong." And I was saying to them, "Well, where's your taste challenge? I mean, why don't you do it?" No, they're not going to do it. I'm just coming at that as in the mindset of how I would approach it. Like, I comment on people's videos a lot. You know that. Usually it's the same type thing. I'll say, I've had that beer before. It was pretty good. I mean, and some people say, you always give those short little comments. Well, I don't know what else to say, okay? I mean, I'm just saying what's in my head. I don't make up commentary just to make it longer, to make it look more elaborate, okay? If I give you a response and it's short, it's because that's the way I talk in real life. People say so to me, and I say, "Oh yeah, I've seen that movie. It was okay." I mean, I'm sorry that I don't make long, elaborate comments. Some people write comments. It's like an essay. Then they might complain people don't read their comments. Well, because every comment you make is an essay, and people don't have time to read it or the desire. So anyway, Beer by the Number says, "Great history and a great review." Thank you. So here we go. I think my prediction is that I will be able to tell them apart and I won't get mixed up like twice before with T.W. Samuels. Secondly, JTLBZ says, hi back to you. Thanks everybody for watching. Secondly, I think that the seven Crown will be a clear winner. I think, but I don't know. That's why I'm doing the challenge. If I knew for sure, I wouldn't waste time with the challenge, okay? Except maybe for entertainment purposes only. What other purpose would it be? Then next week we'll be back into the Canadian blended whiskeys, okay? So Saturday I have planned, at least, because we never know what the future holds, but I'm planning T.W. Samuels up against Beam's 8-star, and that should round out the blended whiskeys for now, because I've gone through the whole rotation. And then I'll break out the Bellows Club whiskey in about a month, go through the rotation there, and then do the Bellows blended whiskey, just the regular old Bellows, and go through the rotation there. So, and then I don't plan on buying any more American blended whiskey. I've had enough. I don't really like it. It's bland and it has strange flavors, and I don't care to drink it. If I was going to drink American blended whiskey, I would grab the Seagram 7 Crown. That's the one I would buy. Maybe the 8-star, Beam's 8-star. But I have no real desire to drink them, so. And after I do these last 2 taste challenges, a series, I have no desire to taste challenges. So, I mean, why would I do it? Just to do it? No. I haven't been buying bourbon. Why is that? I don't really care for it. I don't hate it. I'm not opposed to it, but it's not for me. I don't really like it, okay? I know that's like a heresy, right? Can't say that. Some people might say, you're not allowed to dislike bourbon. Well, I'm allowed to dislike whatever I want to dislike. Okay, I've been enjoying the Canadian whiskey blends, and I've been enjoying the Scottish blended whiskeys, and I know I'll enjoy the single malt. So eventually I'll probably be doing all of that with a little bit of brandy thrown in. Not taste challenges, just a single review occasionally. All right. I'm just being honest with you and telling you the truth. I don't see any purpose of lying or doing avoidant behavior or being deceptive. Yeah, it's a nose burn and a lot of corn. Boy, a lot of corn. Well, that makes sense, right? Because tra-la-la-la-la, it's corn based, basically, with a little malt whiskey and rye whiskey thrown in. And maybe some blending sherry at 2%. Okay. This one here, right? as opposed to there. Like if it's in my hand, it is here, right? It's not there. Like people will say, me, myself. Well, I know you don't mean me, somebody else. I hope you don't mean that. I know I've been a member of the grammar police since, can't remember when I got my certification. I have to check that. Pungent, corn-based, full nose, wood. Not getting as much wood as I expected. I'm getting some, but not a lot. Okay, yeah. That weird pungent. I don't know what it is. Strange. Oh, wait. Ha 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 ha. I said I was finished with the blended whiskeys after the bellows, the two bellows. I forgot I had King Square from Florida. Never mind. There's a lot more coming. All right. This one's pungent in that way too. That full nose, that kind of spongy nose it's very hard to, it's almost like smelling some kind of pulp. It's hard to describe, but I can tell this is less pronounced than that. I can't tell them apart yet. That's a little troubling. Yeah, grain alcohol, some wood, a lot of filler, you know, like that's the problem. You get a lot of filler. It's like you say, well, they use 80%, or in the Seagram 7 Crown case, 75% filler whiskey. You can call it that. Grain neutral spirits, filler whiskey, grain whiskey, corn distillate, whatever, same thing. And you get that. You pick that up. It just tastes like a lot of filler. I did a Bush beer thing. I'll post it later. Somebody's saying a double down. I bet you Bush Light double down. It seemed to mask the filler. I don't know. Maybe it's easier with a beer. You know, it's only 4.1%. It might be easier to mask the filler character. With the whiskey that's 80 proof, you just, and it's so thin in the body relative to beer. It doesn't mask it too well. This is the same presentation, but there's a lot more wood here. Woodiness from the charred oak barrels that is used in Seagram 7 Crown Diageo at Midwest Grain Products, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, where the product's always been made since 1934. You say, what? Bourbon barrels. Oh, it's probably Bullet, because that's where that's made. Same facility, right? Why not use the barrels that you already have on hand? That's what I would do, and I'm sure that's what they're doing. So the distinguishing characteristic here is that this one has more wood, almost like a wood burn on it than that. They're made for mixing, okay? Don't fool yourself. And who out there is fooling themselves? Not too many people. These are not sipping contemplative whiskeys. They're made for mixed drinks, and that's what they're used for 99.9% of the time. Seagram 7 and 7. You know that. I know that. The American people know that. Oh, ha, ha. Yeah. There could be another blended whiskey in the back of the cabinet that I forgot about, but I don't think there is, but it could be. I wouldn't be totally shocked. I got so much backstock. It's so, you would either laugh or be concerned, but you shouldn't be concerned because you've seen my pattern by now. It's not excessive, so you could just laugh. I won't mind. You say, well, I'm not laughing with you. I'm laughing at you. Well, I still wouldn't mind. I think this is the Seagram 7 Crown. And I think that's the why am I trying to say Canadian Club? And that is the T.W. Samuels. Okay. And you see that Samuels has more of a grain alcohol, like a, you know how rubbing alcohol smells? Well, this tastes like it smells. Because if you drink rubbing alcohol, you're dead. You're going to die. If you drink too much of this, you're going to die. You know, so have some self-control. Be moderate. All right, I'm ready to take the guess. I would prefer the one on the right, but I wouldn't prefer it by a great margin. Let's see, $8.99 as opposed to $12.99. Is it really $4 a bottle better? Well, I would say it's $3 a bottle better. If you saw the Seagram 7 Crown for $11.99, then I'd go for it. And you can get it that way. You got to look around. You're just looking to make mixed drinks and you're not really going to sit there and sip it like I'm doing and tasting it and thinking about it. You just want to use some 80 proof whiskey for cocktails, you know, highballs. Oh, well, I mean, just get the T.W. Samuels. You're going to mask it with all kind of juices and if you're using soft drinks, unless you, now you can shop around and find the pure grain, the pure corn, I'll get it right, people. What's that word? Yeah, that's right. The pure sugar cane sugar, the cane sugar Pepsi or Coke, the Cokes from Mexico, which are made with the good stuff, the sugar, the granulated sugar. Yeah, you can get those and you make a pretty nice mixed drink. But boy, if you're mixing it with that high fructose corn syrup, Coca-Cola or RC Cola or Pepsi, I mean, it's going to be horrible anyway. So why not just use the worst graded whiskey you could find? Why not just go to Albertsons and get Albertsons whiskey for $4.99, which is actually better than some of the ones that are more expensive. Yeah, just get like the cheapest junk you can find and mix it, because it's going to be a horrible experience anyway. I know somebody that drinks Diet Coke all day long. Never gets any thinner. I don't know why he's drinking it. He thinks he's going to lose weight. That's a joke. And I'm thinking, well, like, why are you taking all this? I don't say a word. I'm just saying, why are you taking all this poison? I mean, I'm not a health food nut. I can taste that high fructose corn syrup, and I know it's bad. The Whiskey Scout says moderation is the key. Right. Some people miss that chapter, right? Or they intentionally skip the chapter in the book. Moderation is key, says Cody Slow, unless it's scotch. And he says, clink the glasses. Okay, well, that's your business. I like scotch, yes. That's my favorite whiskey. In fact, if you want to be techno, but I'm still not going to drink it like a pig, you know. Anthony Rizzo says, what's up? Just chilling. Drinking a bud. All right. Here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Some people are saying, yeah, for too long. Hey, wait a minute. We've all been waiting for T.W. Samuels. This has got to be it. Pray it is. I'm telling you what. We got to crash this event. I mean, we got to destroy the taste challenge. This has got to end. I got all these projects set up. This is a joke. We got to end it. It's got to stop. This is not accomplishing anything. Drinking some natty ice. He must have been drinking a lot of it. He said, I'm drinking some natty Ive. I think he's trying to write ice. If you drink a natty ice, it's not going to make you type incorrectly. You drink 6. It will make you type incorrectly in a profound way. I have bad news for you people. Now, how do I play this off? How can I got it wrong. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm scared now. It's like, it went from being like comical, you know, oh, you got it wrong twice. Those things happen. Oh, I mean, come on. I mean, you know, these things happen. Now it's like, you might want to start questioning your ability to do this, because this is starting to turn into a very bad situation. And I don't know what to say. I did the Canadian whiskeys and I was nailing them like, what, 14 out of 15 attempts. I was just like, bam, 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 bam. The great expert of the world, the great whiskey challenge expert of the world. And then here comes along, and then, you know, I'm just like getting it right every time. So excited. Then the crash, says Whiskey Scott. Whiskey Scott. Oh my goodness. No, I'm getting them all right, like one after the other, bam, bam, bam. And then comes along T.W. Samuels with his oily hair and his guinea charm. And she throws it all away just to make me look ridiculous. And a person in my position can't afford to look ridiculous. You get the hell out of here. T.W. Samuels, you're messing up my whiskey world. Splitting hairs between fillers and artificial coloring can be tough. Wait a minute, back up the truck. Back up the truck. What do you mean artificial coloring? You must have got the wrong bit. Craft Beer-tastic, let me say this to you. Neither one of these products contain artificial coloring. Filler, oh yes. 80% for T.W. Samuels is corn whiskey unaged. They take corn, they distill it, they get 100% alcohol virtually, they cut it with water, get it to 80 proof, and they start blending it with pure straight Kentucky whiskey. Okay, fine, that's an old story. They've been doing it for years. But no. This chestnut color, it's rather dark. It's not coming from artificial coloring. It is coming from barrel aging. That is a fact. There is nowhere on this label that it tells us they're using artificial coloring or even caramel color, which is not artificial color. So that's the law. And I'm not going to say just look it up. I'm going to give you a website, Tax and Trade Bureau. It's a very easy to use site. You click under spirits. There's a guidebook. It's an online guidebook, PDF files. No, take that back. They're not PDF files. They just come right up. It's the file, whatever that's called, HTML. And there's a very clear guideline for labeling. If they use artificial colors, which they're allowed to use, by the way, but they're highly discouraged to do it, strongly discouraged from using that. But if they use natural color, caramel color, which they can use, it has to go on that label. You say, what about Canadian whiskey? Well, that's a different ball game. This ain't Canadian. Okay, we're talking about American whiskey. I am in America. Well, you can't see the color on the Seagrams because they used a brown bottle, but you saw it in the glass and it was the same type of chestnut shade. It's coming from barrel aging. It is not coming from coloring. Okay, let me get off that rant, but we want to be careful about that. If I screwed this up, it's because I couldn't tell them apart and I got it wrong, okay? Blame me. Don't blame the bottle. Don't blame the brands. I couldn't tell it apart, okay? And I'm sorry, okay? That's an $8.99 bottle, and that's it. I think when I bought it, it was $11.99 actually, but now it's up to $12.99. Whatever, you know, prices usually fluctuate, and they trend up in this day of inflation, even though it's minimal these days. But I got it wrong, okay? But it's not because of artificial flavoring. Cody Slow says, Ron, was whiskey an acquired taste for you, or did you enjoy it the odd bat? It was acquired for me. It the odd bat. I don't understand that statement completely, but it was sort of an acquired taste. I had remembered tasting whiskey as a child when my grandmother had those liquor-filled candies. You know, it was like a chocolate candy filled with liquor. I didn't like that taste. I liked the chocolate, so I would eat it. But I was 3 years old, so what do you expect? But when I tried the Sazerac rye whiskey in my 20s, no, I think I was in my 30s. I thought it didn't take long to acquire it, honestly. I just thought it was interesting and I would try tasting it. Madison Smith Levine. Hello, Madison. I watched your video today for the, let's see, she did the Wells Banana Bread beer. And the Young's, I was trying to think of the name of it. I knew what it was. Young's chocolate stout. She had the nitro can version, which I prefer over the bottle. I enjoyed that video. Hey, good to know that they have to label. Yeah, they do have to label, but I'm only talking about American whiskey. Scotch, Irish whiskey, Canadian, they don't have that strict of a guideline, so they oftentimes will have coloring added. Anthony Rizzo says he always loved whiskey, but some aren't as good as others, that's for sure. But whiskey has always been my go-to liquor. Liqueur, he means liquor. Okay. I'm starting to really get into it. I do like the brandy, but okay, craft beer tastic. I wish American beer brewers had to follow such strict standards by law. Right. They don't have to say it. Now, for a long time, the Foster's Ale said with caramel color added. Now it doesn't say it on the label. But if you check the Miller Coors website, it says it still use caramel color. You get some of these American beers, and they taste like Busch Light, right? But they're dark. And you're saying, how did this beer get so dark? And you start to suspect they're adding caramel color. It has to be. I mean, how could it have that color? You say, well, they roasted the malts. Yeah, but then you would taste that roasted or toasted malt, right? Okay. Off the bat, I meant, oh, yeah. Yeah, off the bat, I didn't really have a problem with it. I just wasn't doing it. You understand? I was doing beer so much, I just didn't really get around to doing whiskey. I did wine off and on. But still, that's still off and on. But yeah, it didn't take me long to get used to it, honestly. Hi, Ron, says Valentin George. Hello, Valentin. Madison Smith Levine. So where are those candies now? I've never seen them for sale anywhere. I haven't seen them either. When I used to eat those liquor-filled candies in 1971, 72, 73, like say that time period, I just assumed they were made everywhere or sold everywhere. You would eat them. My grandmother bought them, obviously, and there's probably some new law, oh, no, children will eat it or something, which I'm evidence of that. But it's probably gone now. But they might still be made. Maybe at like World Market, right? They're probably sky high. It wouldn't be worth it. Madison Smith Levine says, hey, Nick Hernandez, have you tried Lakefront Brewery products? I've never even heard of it. Young's Double Chocolate Stout. Thanks. Right. Yeah, that's the one I was watching. Whiskey Scout says, as far as an acquired taste, I think age plays a part as to when you started. Yes, I believe that. And I didn't start really getting into the whiskey really seriously until about 3 years ago at age 47. So you get more of an adult approach to flavor as opposed to a childlike approach. Craft Beer Tastic says, I can get those Irish chocolates at my local liquor store. Okay, there you go. Talking about the liquor field. There we go, liquor store. There's sirens. Always have wrecks out here. I'm going to go walk a half a mile in a minute. We call Busch Light Bush's Latte where I'm from, way up north. Bush's Latte, right? Okay. I'm going to get a Busch Latte. That's clever. I had one too today. And I think I'll drink some Yingling Golden Pilsner later. That'll be my last 2 beers of the day. On my day off, I only drank 4 beers. That's the truth. I don't break that protocol. Valentin said, you look younger with this Depeche Mode haircut. Laugh out loud. Looks good. Depeche Mode haircut. Oh, that was cold. All right. Nick says we call them. Oh, we call them Bush lattes in Wisconsin too. I believe they are making the logo latte seasonally. Oh man, this is one crazy world. Nick Hernandez says maybe lakefront beer is just a Milwaukee thing. What about Spotted Cow? That's my personal favorite, but it may just be a Wisconsin beer. Yeah, it's only sold in Wisconsin, but somebody sent me a whole big box one time with like 12 bottles, and I drank them all. I think it was Tyler Mansell who sent me all of that. I told him, don't spend all that money. Could have been somebody else. I lose track, and then the people get insulted. I don't blame them, but I lose track. It's not like I'm keeping a database of who sends me stuff. I tell them, I always appreciate it, but I tell them beforehand, don't waste all that money sending me beer. Oh, no. They want to. Well, I haven't gotten too much lately. They're starting to take my advice. Okay, palate development and age often go hand in hand, says the Whiskey Scout. I believe that. I can think of what I used to like to drink at 10 years old. It was a lot different than now. Valentin George says, I like Depeche Mode. Okay. I was listening to the Grateful Dead this morning. Look out, the Candy Man. Okay, Cody Slow says, I'm from Wisco too. Nick, I don't like Spotted Cow though. More of a Liney's original kind of guy. Oh, I like that Leininkugel's original. Leininkugel's original is great. And we still can't get it in Louisiana now. All right, this is over. A colossal failure. I try to play it off with a bunch of jocular humor. Didn't really work because when you get to the bottom line, the end of the story, or like they say on TV, at the end of the day, you failed, you got it wrong, you thought you knew, you were confident, but you were wrong, and this was 3 times now with TW saying this, so give it up. You are a failure. But I still plan on going up against Beam's 8-star Saturday, except this time I'll have no confidence whatsoever. And if the Saints lose to Cleveland, if the New Orleans Saints lose to the Cleveland Browns Sunday, they're going to feel just like me, but way worse. They're going to feel like me, but way worse. Okay, Nick Hernandez says, Jerry's kids. Oh, yeah, the Cowboys. I know that you like classic rock. Yeah, that's true. But not just classic rock. I saw the Dead and Company a couple of months ago. Obviously not the real Dead, but Bob Weir killed it. Yeah, I mean, it's never going to be the real band since 1995, right? That's not going to happen. But anyway. Pretty lady ain't got no friends till the Candy Man comes around again. Oh, Jerry Garcia's kids. Okay, Jerry's kids. Gotcha. Hey, pretty clever. Oh, well, I'm going to go walk on the golden road to unlimited devotion. I'm tired of these failures. What is the world coming to? That's what the world's coming to. All right. So family was a bunch of rats. All right, anyway, heading out. Good vid, Ron. Take care. I'm heading out too, y'all. You even tasted that Iron Maiden beer. Never was fond of that beer. I liked it over time. Now, when I kept trying the Iron Maiden Trooper, I started to like it, but I don't like the price because the price is way too high for my blood. I am not paying $7 for a bottle of beer that tastes like regular old beer, as good as it may be. Thanks for watching this video production. Sorry for the colossal failure. Y'all take care. And we'll be doing it again. Get ready for some more failures. Abject failures.